Okay, Libra, this is the reading for love and intimacy for April. Hoping to help you decipher things from the universal's perspective. My mouth is starting to lose its efficiency here. So I got a lot of cards I'm dealing with, but I'm basically making 3 rows of the 5 decks I have here. I'll announce as I go down. And then I have 2 bumper cards, a numerology card and an animal card to kind of tie things up. So the first card we get for Libra in the love and intimacy areas is 1, the Ace of Cups. This is nice. In this deck, cup is overflowing. So it's ready to go off in a new direction. The sense here is we have our self-worth intact and we are at peace with ourselves. So we're going to go outward and find where we can put, because they're making me aware of all the water leaking out. We got so much love to give, but no one to give it to at this point. But we're ready to hit the target here. So that's the sense here. We got love overflowing, cup overrunneth, whatever. And we're ready to go outward. So this is a good energy because it shows that we've, accomplished some work here or made some work here. And we're willing to go outward to share with another. The next card we get is the 6 of Pentacles. This is interesting as well, because the 6 of Pentacles is a card about being admired. This woman is sitting in a courtyard and this man is asking to paint her picture because he thinks she's pretty. So this could be someone looking at us in a way that is, someone thinks we're attractive and they're, in that way focusing in on us. Could be as lightly as someone just looking at us and finding us attractive, and could be as heavy as someone gaining our attention in order to tell you that. So there's a sense here that there may be something in your periphery, you and your cup full, that's attracting someone on the outside to come in and notice this. Someone that's noticing that cup being full, right? Okay, the third card from the romance deck is the 10, the wheel. And this is about fateful happenings, and the sense I'm getting is that we're going to have a fateful event here coming in the love direction. So this is all good, great, and groovy. It's a good beginning. So I'm going to dip into the second row here. I have the Tarot of the Divine. Has been very much absorbing all the divine energy here. So we'll see what they got to offer. So the first and the second row here from the Divine deck is the Tower. Interesting. Comes on the Ace of Cups. Now when you put these two together, that's a shocking event, but the sense that I'm getting is in the love direction, so it's not going to be bad. It's going to be a good shocking, to the degree that we might have someone admiring us from afar that comes toward us and tells us that it is quite shocking to us. But again, in a good way. They were shocked, like, holy, someone's taking note of us. We may have not had any idea of this, okay? Interesting. Yeah, that combo is pretty interesting. Ace of Cups and the Tower. Things that we can't predict. Things that may change the course of our events. And also something that's fated in order to do so. So this is all good. Something to shake you up, but in the best way possible. So the next card from the Divine, on the 6, the admiration that you're getting from afar. It could be afar, it could be near. It could be someone here in your periphery that's just paying attention to you. We get the Queen of Swords on there. She means business. Even in this deck, she's quite stern and she almost looks angry. But the sense here is you can come forth. Come here, young man. Or woman, right? Come here and show yourself. But don't, you don't give me any guff here, because this sword is pretty sharp. So the sense, not only did we learn how to use our heart, learn how to heal our heart, and learn how to fill it up, but we are guarding it quite highly here. We're not just going to let anyone pass. So we might be a little guarded at this person that comes forward. Shockingly, okay, is the sense to get from the Queen. If she just don't let people just pass right in. It's, it's not a thoroughfare here. We're just, you stop at the gate and you explain to me why you're here. What's your purpose? Da-da-da. Where's your password? This kind of thing. This is what I'm getting. So this is what she's doing. So she's just making a point here, like, I'm not easy. And you better be truthful, because we ain't going to get anywhere if you're not. Or at least heart-centered, right? So she is on the 6th, so we may be quite guarded, no matter, right, of the person outside of us maybe blowing us compliments here, but we still have some walls up, and that is, we do that for a reason, is to not get hurt, right? So on the Wheel of Fortune here, what do we get from the Divine Energy? We get the World card. Okay, yeah. Universal energy wants a cycle that you've been in to end. And the World is successful completion of this. So we either are getting a test or energy coming in here to show us where we're at. Like, are we going to accept another one like we had before? Or are we willing to see through that and make sure that that doesn't happen? What have we learned from where we've been, and what will we take forward? This kind of thing. That's the sense I'm getting. There's something fated here, a relationship to come in. It's obvious. Are we going to be guarded? Hell yeah. We're not going to let this person just come in. To the point, to the degree that that person outside of us could possibly take offense. But again, not that we should drop it. But the point is that if you're worthy, you can jump through those hoops. You know, you can answer those questions and you can carry forward. If you can't answer the questions and not truthfully and not from the heart, you know, this kind of thing, then you fall off the wayside. So the World is about a cycle that wants to complete here, having to do with our romantic partners. I feel like we may be coming out of a cycle here, or have the ability to do this and prove this in this next relationship. So either we're going to come across something we always come across, and we're going to say, no, thank you, I'll pass. Or we're going to come across something here that is different than what we come across, and we're going to say, yes, please, I'll have one of those. This kind of thing. And then you start to work on that, right? This is what I'm getting in my goofy way. So now we're on the 3rd row. So again, the Ace of Cups in the Tower. With the Sun and Moon card, what do we get? We get the 4 of Cups. Now it's interesting here because they attach the word luxury to this. They have a Lotus here, which is about, you know, high spirituality attached to that. It's also known for living in the worst conditions and flowering to the most beautiful degree, right? So I feel to a certain degree the Libra understands this, because we may have been through a lot of you know, bad, negative stuff in the past, but we flowered nonetheless, and we moved forward. We got ourselves out of it. So give me a moment here. The 4 of Cups, she's got 2 hanging there, and that is symbolizing, right, the 2 Cups. No, is she holding 3? I think she's holding the 3 in her hands. And that's about joy and happiness. It's hard to tell. The graphics are so small. It is the 3, because I'm like, where's the 3rd cup? Or the 4th cup. It's in there. So the 3 cups, that's about happiness and enjoyment. Though she's kind of sitting there patiently. And 1 is flying in the air with emotions running out of it in the moon, right? What do we do with our emotions? There's 1 kind of, and the sense that I'm getting is that we have a lot to give, and we have a lot of joy and happiness that this may give us. But there may be, oh, don't start. Sorry, my cat interrupts my readings all the time. There might be something here that we need to learn throughout this relationship, is the sense. I feel like that cup in the moonlight is really something that we're lacking that will eventually fall into place once we accept this partnership, right? Or once we get in there and put effort in there. Because there's a sense that I'm just getting from her that of not being content, not being quite fulfilled. And that's because that 1 cup is out and she hasn't got it. Again, this is about luxury. So somewhere here, it's about kind of gaining the fulfillment that we feel we may not have. Okay, so in my convoluted way, that's why I'm interrupting. It's not traditional in any way, shape, or form here what I'm getting, but I'm just channeling the energies, not necessarily the card here I'm reading. And that is on top of the Tower. So, yeah, I feel like the Tower is coming in the love direction here to give you something that will give you something, like give you a partner that's going to help you attain an emotional factor here, or an emotional lesson, or an emotional something that will give you something in that way. Help you attain it. Okay, next row here. Again, somebody looking at us from a distance or from afar, or that we may not know of yet. I feel like there's an admiration here. We may get clued in here. It may be quite shocking who this person is that admires us. We may be quite guarded. The Sun and Moon says, 6 of Wands, there's victory here. We can have a successful outcome, is the sense here, with this person. Outcome, we can have a healthy relationship, is really what I'm getting here. Like, it could be a good thing. We may be a little overly guarded, but again, it's not that bad, right? To do that, it's better to be over-guarded than not enough. So the 6 of Wands, somewhere here, we're going to gain victory with this person coming forward, okay? Now, again, on this last row is highly charged with fate and the universal energies wanting to close out a cycle that you've been kind of looping in, wanting to give you new energy in relationships. What do we get on top of the World? Is failure. Ooh, 7 of Pentacles. Now we have success, victory, and then we have failure. Give me a minute. She is, they're making me highly aware of the fact that she is spinning circles around her. Okay, now what did I just say? We're spinning in circles. They want to close that out. The sense here is we may make the wrong decision. We may make a decision to go back and loop now this could come in the form of a new relationship, carrying on the characteristics of something that we've had before. We've done this before, we've been here before, it's a different person, but we've been down this road and we decide to go in and do it again. And we're proven right. Okay, but somewhere the victory, what is going on here? I don't see two relationships, I see just one person coming in. But somewhere here there's a mishap. And it has to do with our fate. So does indulging in this relationship, does it change our fate in the wrong? Okay, just give me moments. This is serious stuff. Because the Tower's coming here. And a lot of times, like, I don't get the sense here. The Tower comes usually when we do not listen to our inner promptings on our own. So the Tower comes drastically to change things. We've been warning you. We've been giving you instinct. We've been tapping you on the shoulder. Then, you know, something drastic has to happen. This is coming in the love direction, but again, it's something I'm getting a sense we feel good about. That may be our perspective. We may feel good about this relationship coming in. Again, it's shocking. Now, this... I may have to go a little further here to totally uncover, because there could be something here undercover that throws a monkey wrench. But what I'm getting so far is that we may be shocked by who this is. Now, maybe that shock carries with it a sense that I shouldn't go there, but we go there no less. This kind of, I don't know. Let's keep going here. That failure is going to throw me here. Okay, so the next row is the Casanova deck. So we're talking about the Ace of Cups. That's about our self-worth. We're ready to pour it into someone else. The Tower falls. Shocking what comes forth for you to do this. But nonetheless. Now, on top of that, we have the Luxury card. So this may be someone who is makes you feel luxurious. Like makes you feel like a queen or something like this. Casanova says, what does he say? The Moon card, oh, there it is. This talks about romanticism, talks about illusions and dreams. So when I get the Moon card in this deck, this is about being in our head about something that's not in reality. So we may be, okay, this luxury is tied to that, they said. The Tower is coming down. We may be in our head about someone or something. Okay? This may be to a degree that it's not in reality. And because of this, it creates a tower. Now, continue forward here. Next row, right? We're talking about the admiration from someone, the guardedness within that. And then the sense of victory here somewhere, that we can attain victory with this person. What does Casanova say? He's got the King of Wands. And this speaks to an honest, experienced, formal, masculine energy. Give me a minute. He is beneficial. See, this guy, he has a formal front, so he doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. He may have a lot of emotions, but he's not the type to just kind of go all over like the, you know, a Knight of Cups or King of Cups here. He is a king, so that he is quite experienced in this way, and there can be a sense of loyalty here. And what I'm getting that sticks out is the formal front. Like, we may have someone here that really cares for us and has a crush on us. And that may be why it's so shocking, is because this person is quite formal and businesslike in front of us. But we kind of don't know how to take that, is really what I'm getting. Like, they put on a front that is so cool and collected that we don't even think they're interested in us. But they are. And they may, we may get text messages or emails or some kind of proof there that they are interested in us, but outwardly we don't see it. We can't perceive it. But this guy is made of honesty. This Wands dude in here, in this deck, he's experienced. He knows enough. So this whole guardedness, he's experienced enough. He knows enough. He'll jump through hoops. That you put up a hoop, he'll jump through it. He knows that he'll get rewarded in the end. You can trust me. That's what he's saying. I'm trustworthy. This woman, she don't trust nobody, but she'll trust me. She just take her some time. This is what this guy knows, okay? So there's someone here that is worthy, the sense I get. And it's on the victory. So we'll leave that there. That's right down the center. So this is really where I feel everything hinges on. Now on the side here with the fate and the world wanting to close something out and the failure, I'm going to Casanova, what has he got there? The Two of Wands, seeking stimuli and lewd behavior. Okay, so this may be something. This may be the off-ramp, okay? So we may have had, okay, now I try not to offend anybody here, as blunt as I can get. We may have had our intimate life run a certain way, okay, up to now. And we may have someone coming in our midst here that is a little more formal, a little more conservative. Can't put it that way. Than we're used to in the bedroom. We're talking sex here. I feel like this is what may not translate well. Meaning, okay, say it bluntly, they said, meaning, we may have a wild sex life that we have indulged in up to now. And this dude that's coming forward, not our type, but it may not, you know, it's so shocking that this guy, he may be someone either that is very successful and we think, well, he'd never like me, but da-da-da, or just someone that would just shock that they would, you know, or just someone cool, calm, collected, and they just don't show emotion the way we normally expect to, da-da-da. But nonetheless, this guy comes forward. We're very guarded, okay? The sense is that we want to put one foot in front of the other here. In this way, there's not a lot that we know about this person, so we're trying to get to know that, is the sense. Now, in the process here of getting intimate, we have, okay, we're like the wild tiger, and this guy's like the house cat. So, our sexual strategies, if you will, are a little different. What pleases this one doesn't quite please that one. So there's going to be a little bit of an off balance there. To the degree that the Libra might want to leave just simply because of that. And they're going, if we did this, this would be a mistake. Because, you know, even though he's a king, he can learn in this area. And I'll tell you, there's no area that is no, how do I put it, of no more interest to kings than the area of sex. I mean, their eyes light right up like, what? You know, they'll listen. Now, it's the thing is how far off each other's tastes are we? This is the thing. And I feel like this is where the failure could lie. Because when you get to this side, there's a lot of fateful stuff. The world wants you to close out a cycle. We may have been pretty fast sexually in our past. Coming to this point, we need to slow down a bit. We need to stretch things out a bit. We need to enjoy it more. Because that fast-paced stuff was good for the teenagers and stuff. But, you know, as you mature and you get into the king's energy, one, the king can learn. And like I said, there's an interest level there, I'm sure. And that can be discussed, that can be tweaked. Secondly, we may need to learn how to react differently, lean more in their direction. So that we can meet, you know, more on his end than your end. You know what I mean? Or his or her, whatever. The sense here I'm getting is, and again, this could be masculine, feminine, whatever. Like you could be a Libra male or a Libra female. The sense I'm getting is that the Libra feels that it's not exciting in the bedroom with this guy. But everything else is great and wonderful. And they're going, I'm sorry, but that is more than you're going to get anywhere else. Kind of thing. And not because it just has nothing to do with self-worth. We've got our self-worth cup filled right up. We know what we're worth. But the universe, I kind of feel like there's an energy here going, sex can be worked on. We can change, they can change, we can meet in the middle, da-da-da. We don't have to just dump it because they just, you figure that they are a certain way. Things can be discussed, negotiations can be made, and things can be opened up. All we have to do is be open to talk about it. And that's the thing, right? So there's a sense here of dumping things before we even look into whether it can be changed, whether it can be discussed or whatever. Because sometimes people, they just don't talk about sex. And that's, I mean, that's a huge danger because you could just drop someone because you just don't like the way they did something in the bedroom. And then if you had a chat with them, well, they could drop it in a heartbeat if you would just let them know. That kind of thing. This is what I'm getting. And then it could be good. It could be good for what you need. Like it could give you all that you want. But again, kind of jumping the gun and doing things. So this is where I feel like the failure could be. And we could loop into, because the energy of the fast pace and all the stuff that we had in the past, they're going, look at what you got with that. Now you got the whole package, but we need a little tweaking in an area. But instead of going there and tweaking it, we're just going to leave it because it has 75% of what we want, but the one area don't match. This is kind of what I'm getting. So there may be a sense of needing more stimuli in that area, but this can be negotiated. It may not be off the books here, okay? So keep that in mind. I feel like that's where the failure sits, is we may lose someone here for their sexual, either lack of prowess or prowess, okay? Something here. So we're going to end off here with the infinity cards, okay? On the moon and the tower, and the sense of luxury that wants to come through in our heart-centered way. We're ready to go outward in love. And now, wow, after going through all that, doesn't that Ace of Cups mean a little more, right? We are so full of physical energy that we want to go outward. This may be, okay? And the tower, again, shocking who or what they say or whatever, or how they feel. And the moon, bringing in illusions and dreams. We're getting caught up in a certain area here. Yeah. Oh, okay. They're going comparing that person to others. And again, it's like comparing apples to oranges. You can't do it because they just don't, they're not the same. So that may be what trips us up a bit. Okay, anyway, the infinity card I get on top of that is salvation. Yeah, this happy accident can be your salvation in the long run. And salvation is is like the lighthouse. It's like, you know, you have the huge fog, you're out in the middle of the sea, you don't know where the hell you're at, and then when you see that lighthouse, you know that you're going to hit land. And that's your salvation. Like, oh, thank God, we're close. We're going to be, you know, we're going to be in the harbor right away. So there's a sense of this in this person, yet we're willing to throw it all away for one little thing. So keep that in mind. There is salvation that can be had here. Okay, so down the center, again, there's a sense of the Libra being quite guarded. They can gain victory in this relationship that comes forth. And this king is a very sturdy, somewhat patient. I mean, the King of Wands is a fire energy, so they can get quite heated and lose their cool. Though this one, I do not feel he is that way. I feel he's very calm. He holds a great exterior. He may feel a lot of passion on the inside, but he's not one to show it outwardly. And lose his cool, yeah, he can lose his temper, but not very often. He's a king, so he's learned that this is not the right thing to do, so they keep that under control. They manage it. But compared to other kings, yes, he would be one that could get quite fiery. On top of that, we get on and off energy. This is a trapeze artist swinging from one to another. So there's a little hint there as to we may just not have had any long-term relationships here. Yeah, because the sense is passion, full on. Like they're giving me the Knight of Wands, right? Because the Knight, he likes to go from one conquest to another. Because he likes to chase, and he likes, you know, the first interaction, and then after that, it's all downhill. So moving on, I'll just keep going. Because I don't want to sustain, and I don't want it to get boring, and I don't know what to do, and I don't know how to feel, and da-da-da. So this is what's going on here. There's a lot going on. The sense here is the universe is going, we can gain so much victory and headway here. We just have to learn to slow ourselves down a bit. We may be used to flitting from here to there, and not, and I don't mean in a disloyalty, but one relationship, then another, and we just not long-term. Our mind is not a mentality for long-term. So if we don't have no experience, we don't know how, so it feels awkward. So this is when we leave, right? On and off energy. This is sitting here. Now, this could be you or that could be the king, because it's sitting on the king. So one or the other could have that. Now, the king that I'm picking up on here, I feel he's very strong and sturdy. He may be mixed up in a relationship or just getting out of a relationship that was on in and off energy. Okay, so it could go either way. I feel, and both. You could both be in that. You know, that's why you may be attracting each other, because you're both kind of in that energy. Now, on the last line here, the fate and the world cycle and the failure. The failure, I feel, it turns in the sex department. We may turn off of a partner because something don't match sexually, but that, I feel like all we need to do is communicate. That is it, and we can get through that. You know, I don't think you can't just say something to the partner like, I'm fast, you're slow, and I need you to speed up or whatever, and it's all going to be fixed. But slowly, one foot in front of the other, you explain and you say, well, you know, I prefer this, I like that, I did that, and things will start rolling. So, on top of that energy of the Two of Wands, we get intense emotion, yeah. I'm trying to figure out who that comes from, and they're going, it's the king. The king has intense emotion here. And that may scare the Libra, is the sense. Because, okay. Because they're going, the reason it scares her, they're using, is because, okay, the way this man kind of carries himself, very calm, relaxed, cool. So we don't lose our composure. In or out of the bedroom, we don't lose it. We're very calm and collected. This woman here, they're saying woman, is not used to this. they take that action as a diss. It's almost like, well, he's too cool. He doesn't love me. He doesn't care. He doesn't. But that's, you know, it's a misinterpretation. Because this man does love, he does care. He wouldn't be there, if he wasn't. But she's taking it as a misinterpretation, and that may be where, you know, things start to break down. And again, communication is key here. When you do this, I feel this. How do you feel? What do you think? Or can you change that? There's a lot of intense emotion coming from this man, but the thing is, she's not used to it coming out in the way that it is from this man. Controlled and centered and calm. It's not the way she thinks passion should come out. She thinks it should be, you know, in all areas, like coming out. Like, I can't, you know, like it's, this guy just does not wear his heart on his sleeve. He does not yap from poetry. He does not. This is not. He's very much more calm and collected than men that she's been with in the past. So this is confusing to her, and she misinterprets it. So that's the sense they're giving me, that there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve there with this guy in that way. But the sense they're giving me is that this new direction is very wonderful and can gain you the ability to have everything that you want. Not exactly as you want it, or, you know, you dream about it, but it'll give you a solid foundation. And the thing is, what we came from, we don't have. So it wasn't solid. It wasn't something that was stable and sturdy to stay with. So this is going to be a little different. So there's an uncomfort there. Yeah, wowzer. Okay, so that was heavy duty. There's a cycle of quickness, let's put it that way. Fast love, let's put it that way. With the Libra, they're wanting to cycle out of that and come into strong stability. It's going to feel uncomfortable at first because we just have no experience with it. So now we're going to experience it, and the thing is, here we have our guard up, and we may take things the wrong way, but the communication is the key. If we're willing to talk and discuss with the partner, you know, even if we just talk about it and say, you know, I don't know, a lot of people, they don't like to hear about partners in the past, but the thing is, you got to express yourself and say, you know, I'm not used to being treated like that in the bedroom or whatever. It makes me feel this way. So then he can, I mean, he's not going to jump out of his comfort zone either, but he can explain to you why he does it, or maybe illuminate something to you that makes you rest and relax. Say, oh yeah, okay, I didn't look at it that way, or yeah, I didn't think of that. You know, sometimes it's just a good conversation that could come out and say, well, no, I totally, you know, this is why I do this, and Reasons behind things. Communication's the key. There's a lot of intense emotion behind this man, but he hides it well. And the sense is, it's just not his character to be, like, gregarious and out there with everything. So it's just not in his character to just say, oh, I want to, like, I love you, you know, explaining it all day. That's not who he is. He's confident in himself. He's confident that you know he loves him, and so therefore he doesn't have to say it 50 times a day, this kind of thing. So yeah, a learning curve with this new one coming in. There's an admirer. It's shocking who it is. It's calm, cool demeanor. The bedroom action is a little different than we're used to, but again, communication. This guy could be your salvation to a good, solid relationship for the long term, is the sense I get. But there's things that we're not used to, but they're going, again, things in the past, that we don't want it to be like things in the past, because things in the past didn't work. So we want it to be better than that. So this is what they're... Anyway, okay, the numerology card. Numerology card for the Libra, we have a timeout. 7 and 3, or 37, sorry. 7 and 3 is 10. So, this is interesting. Are we on a timeout, or do we need a timeout? The sense here I get is that there could be a timeout in this relationship that's needed for us to realize. Now, we could avert that by communicating with the partner. Exactly what I was saying, like I was stressing on, is because I'm feeling that's the only danger zone, is that we leave here without explaining or telling the partner what it is, and we could leave a very good, solid relationship that's very loyal and upright and all of that. It's all good. So we may have a little bust apart or a timeout within the relationship in order to figure things out. Yeah, 7 and 3 is 10, and that's endings and beginnings. Yellow is about self-worth. Again, that's always a work in progress. I don't care who you are. You're never at the top peak there. You're never closing the cup there. But the sense I got was that the Libra was quite good with that. But the sense I'm getting now through this card is that we may have to look in this direction in order to understand why we needed this time apart. Because there may be some self-worth issues here that are preventing us from accepting the love from the partner in the right way, or you know what I mean? Because I'm saying, oh well, I'm getting like personal issues, but you know, it's like, okay, he's not coming at me in the way that I'm used to in the past, which was very grabby, touchy-feely, but maybe that's, you know, that wasn't pure. He comes in respect, and to her that kind of feels like that's not enough. But yet, for him, it's like, well, that's what I got, you know. So there's some, yeah, discrepancies here in the way that we give and accept love from a partner. And I feel like that's why the timeout hits. Because we have a certain way we think in our mind. Again, the moon was there talking about our ideal partner. We have a dream partner that is this perfect. And they're going, we have to scratch that. First of all, because it's not something that's coming in reality. And second of all, it's not something in the long term that would make us happy. And we don't understand that yet. And the universe will not give that to you because they know it's not there for the long haul. You know, we're looking at romance movies and watching, you know, whatever, these kind of things, and we're going, yeah, that's what I want. But it's like, no, that's 2 hours. 2 hours you have to put up with that. Yeah, it's great for 2 hours, but try a lifetime. It's not going to work. So, time out to figure all that out. And the purple is about the evolution, the higher, high frequency that we want to gain. I feel like we're going to figure out whether, because it's a 10 or a 1, whether we're going to continue or we're going to end it. And so it may be a breaking point. Let's see what the animal card has. 29. Oh, wow. The red crowned crane. I think I had this for Pisces as well. 29, which comes down to 11, which comes down to 2. But I'll leave it at 11, because that's one individual and another individual. And that's kind of like a pairing. Okay? And this talks to loyalty. And I think that's really what the universe is going. We focus on that. And, again, communicating. The moon is still there making its presence, right? Because that's I feel like the Libra really has, they have that thing in their head. The perfect person, the perfect man, the perfect woman. This is what it is. And they're going, in no way is that going to make you happy. But the Libra doesn't know that. Because they're still looking for it in the universe. And they're going, one, it don't exist. And two, and two, if we gave it to you, you'd get bored and leave it in 6 months anyway. It wouldn't work out. We know this, but they don't know that about themselves. This is what's going on. This is kind of the thing. They're kind of like dreamy like a Pisces. So that's probably why I got this with it, is to refer back to the dreamy Pisces. It's all, Fruit Loops and unicorns up in there, but there's it's not going to suffice. If you ate Fruit Loops all your life, they're just not going to taste good after a while. And you got unicorns running around, then suddenly they're not special anymore. It's just, that's what it is. So this is what I'm getting. Yeah, the crane talks about loyalty. So there's a sense here that we may have a timeout. We may come into a relationship here that's very uncomfortable. There's a lot of adjustments. This is not our normal pace. Okay, we'll put it that way. And then when we get in there, we feel like it may be a deal breaker because we just focus on one minute thing. That one can be changed, two can be adjusted, da-da-da. And they're going, not just that person adjusting, but we adjust as well. Because there's a sense that we need to slow down in that department. you know, and then, you know, if they speed up a little bit, we slow down. What do you know? We're still in a comfort zone here. We can make it work. And it might be an overall better match, right? Because they're going, there's something to be said for slowing things down. So the loyalty card comes out. Yeah. And I was talking through the Pisces reading about this woman. She's flying over the city, so she's not grounded in reality. So the sense here is that we're up in our head about, we may have a partner, and if it's that far off, then we shouldn't be accepting it. If we have a partner here that we're trying to blend our dream time with, and we can't accept them for who they are, then, you know, there's something to be said for that as well. You got to readjust. And then there's a bird flying over, trying to pull her. I don't know, Libra. Very complicated readings, these. But nonetheless, exciting. And we got someone here. She's singing. In an on and off relationship. We got an introduction of a King of Wands. So that's Aries, Leo, or Sag. So they are passionate people. But again, they may have a lot of earth in their chart, enough to keep the composure, right? They may be leading with earth, but they may have they may be leading with fire, but they may have a lot of earth in their chart that just calms them right down, slows them right down. And I think this Libra is used to a lot of fire and passion and outwardly, you know, air, things going fast, things, you know, being explained to the high degree, maybe even some Cups energy in there as well, just throw everything in poetry at her. And with it so quiet like that, it feels uncomfortable, and she's just going to have to adjust. May have a failure to launch here, and the reasoning is we may not see the need to adjust, and they're going, we all need to adjust, and if, you know, and if both lean in the right direction, we can make good headway. So anyway, that is your reading, Libra. Hopefully that helps you. There can be salvation in this relationship. We just have to work a little harder than we normally have. And we have to put a little time and effort in. There may be a timeout amongst the whole thing. But, you know, think about the loyalties involved here. Because really, this man has a high sense of being loyal from that one deck there. He is about trustworthy, honest, loyalty, all of that, and that means that really means heads and tails above the rest. So that in itself is worth its weight in gold. So Libra, take care, have fun, and be kind. I will see you next month. Hopefully this helps you gain what you need to gain in the love direction. Take care, have fun, be kind.